What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. I've come to the conclusion that the gunsmith is a complete and utter joke. I've made this commentary before, I've ranted about this before, but I think it needs more emphasis. Why is the gunsmith the way it is? Why is it that I have to unlock a gazillion different attachments for every single gun, but with other guns as well? While also doing that, I have to unlock other attachments through armory challenges. It all feels convoluted. It all feels a little too complex. And to add to that, why is it that it's so difficult to know what attachments are the best for your playstyle? Like, it used to be so easy to play Call of Duty. It used to be such a pick up and play type of game. And you could customize on the fly. You could figure out what worked for you and what didn't. But now to test each and every single attachment and different combinations and figure out what works and what doesn't seems to take endless amounts of time. And of course, there are guides here on YouTube. There's guides, if you Google it, on how to build the best weapon for whichever weapon you've picked. But it still feels pretty insane that you have to do that. Like, one of the best parts about old Call of Duty was the simplicity of it all, right? And that's one of the things I like about Modern Warfare 3's perk system. Very simple. The perk does what you expect it to do. Covert sneakers, your footsteps are silent. Hey, if you wear the camo vest, you're not seen on enemy radar. Crazy how simple that is. However, I attach a sight to my gun, all of a sudden it does something completely different than what it should. Oh, I can't aim down sight as quick as I used to. Oh, I attached a stock. Now I can't run as fast. And it all feels very weird. Where attachments used to universally help you out, they seem to be a way too complicated, way too overly complicated balancing act between what works and what doesn't. Fighting between weapon stability and ability aim down sight quicker. And it feels as if you're making this detrimental trade-off every single time you equip your weapon. If you want to play a little bit more rush style, well, great. There's ways to make sprint to fire quicker, ways to make your aim down sight quicker. However, you trade in the fact that you lose all aiming stability, all recoil control. That doesn't really make sense. At least in my opinion, recoil control used to be all about one thing: your skill level. You didn't need a ton of different attachments to try to make your recoil better. No, what you did is you played and you learned recoil patterns of every single gun, and then you got better at controlling them. And hey, if you wanted to run around like a chicken with its head cut off, you would use a quick draw grip that would allow you to aim down your sight quicker. These overly complicated innovations, we'll call them, have completely diluted the overall experience and have created a barrier to entry for new players. Now, of course, YouTubers like myself, happy as can be, right? You create a couple how-to guides, you get a bunch of views, and it's great for you. But is it great for the overall community? Because guess what happens? Because of all of these attachments being in the game, you go from a ton of choice to no choice. Because let's say you want to use the BSB, for instance, the BASB. You are either forced to use the meta, which you can find on any guide anywhere, or you're just going to have a weaker weapon than somebody else. And I don't really like that. I think that is really silly. You either build the meta version of that weapon, or you'll get stomped on by the meta version of that weapon. That's your option. Whereas before, it came down to the individual skill of the player, not the weapon build you had. And I always go to Black Ops 2 because it's my favorite Call of Duty game. But it also didn't have this over-convoluted, over-complicated weapon attachment system. Somebody using an M8A1, let's say, with a red dot and a stock, would be the same as somebody using an M8A1 with a foregrip and, let's call it a fast mag. No differences. Except for a small slight tweaks to how the player personally played. Simple. Easy to understand. And while yes, the foregrip would help some of your recoil control, I get that. but it wasn't the same statistical advantage as what you have between so many different attachments in this game. They throw in a wealth of content like this to just act as if they have so much to do in the game, when in reality, all you want to do is work for the few attachments that are part of the meta. That's it. If you want your gun to be like everybody else's, you have to play the meta. If you want to never have fun because you're getting constantly outgunned, then use the other attachments. But like, that's part of the problem. You cannot play Modern Warfare 3 how you want to. You have to play towards the meta, and that makes it extremely boring, makes it extremely stale. Like, at least with the old weapon attachment system, you could try different things out. You could see what worked, what didn't work, what you liked on certain guns, what you didn't like. You're never ever going to be able to try every single weapon attachment combination in Modern Warfare 3. Never going to be able to do it. Even if you wanted to have 5 different setups with 5 different attachments, you're just going to waste time, because a lot of the attachments in this game are completely and utterly useless. They don't add any value to your overall gameplay experience. It's content for the sake of content. It's quantity over quality. And I just don't understand what we're doing here. And I don't understand those who defend it. What, do you want me to do a mathematical equation every time I want to make a new class? Like, I unlock a brand new weapon, and guess what? I have to do a mathematical equation, or go onto Google, or go onto YouTube to see what works with that weapon and what doesn't. That doesn't really make sense. I should be able to test it out in real time. But who has the amount of time to test out 72 different foregrips and 67 different sights and 42 different stocks? Like, no. I don't have that time. I have a full-time job. I do this as a side gig. I also volunteer as well. Like, I don't have the time for that. Who the fuck does? And this is the problem with Modern Warfare 3. This is the problem with everything we're doing here. We just throw a bunch of things in and say, look at how much we have, but does any of it enhance the overall game? I guarantee you, if you simplified the entire attachment system to even, let's say, 3 different attachments per attachment slot. So there are 3 different stocks, 3 different barrels, 4 or 5 different sights instead of 38 or 51. I don't even remember. There's a ton. I think that simplification would enhance the overall experience. Add more depth to the gameplay. Because this doesn't add depth. It adds confusion. And none of us want confusion. You want simplicity. Simplicity sells. It works. That's the end of the rant today. Fix the gunsmith. Make it better. That's what you got to do, Black Ops Golf War. Golf War. I corrected myself. Anyways, love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Of course, always open to whatever you guys are thinking about when it comes to anything Modern Warfare 3 related. So let me know with a comment down below. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.